Welcome to Stories That Shaped Scripture, where we uncover the hidden heroes and defining moments that shaped the Bible's message and God's redemption plan. Some stories are loud and dramatic, others are quiet acts of courage that echo for generations. Today, we meet two women whose faith and fear of God saved countless lives and preserved the path for Israel's deliverance. This is the story of Shiphrah and Puah, two midwives who saved a nation. Imagine standing before the most powerful man in the world, and he tells you to kill innocent babies. What would you do? Shiphrah and Puah were midwives in Egypt, Hebrew women, unarmed, ordinary. But when Pharaoh ordered the death of every newborn Hebrew boy, they made a choice that would shape history. And because of that choice, a deliverer named Moses would live. In Exodus 1, a new Pharaoh rose to power who didn't remember Joseph. He saw the Israelites multiplying and feared they would become too strong. So he enslaved them. But slavery wasn't enough. When you help the Hebrew women in childbirth, if it is a son, kill him. If it is a daughter, she may live. Pharaoh gave the command in secret, a quiet genocide, and he expected these two midwives to carry it out without resistance. But they feared someone greater, Shiphrah. Puah, he expects us to become murderers. Puah, we answer to God, not Pharaoh. We will let them live. Exodus 1:17 says, "But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live." Their resistance wasn't loud. It wasn't public. But every time they saved a child, they chose righteousness over fear. And when Pharaoh summoned them again, they told him, "Hebrew women are vigorous and give birth before the midwife arrives." Pharaoh believed them, and more children lived. God saw their faith, he saw their courage, he saw their fear of him. Exodus 1:20-21 tells us, "So God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and grew very strong. And because the midwives feared God, he gave them families of their own." In a culture where childbearing was a blessing, God honored them with households, perhaps their own children, legacies born from their faith. More importantly, their actions preserved a generation of boys. And among those boys was Moses, the child in the basket, the future deliverer. Before Moses could part the sea, before he could stand before Pharaoh, he had to be born. But that moment of birth depended on two women who refused to bow to evil. Shiphrah and Puah weren't warriors. They didn't hold titles. But their decision to protect life shaped Israel's destiny. They were protectors of a generation. Their names are forever recorded in Scripture. Pharaoh's name? Never mentioned. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply say no when everyone expects you to say yes. Sometimes faith means protecting others, even when no one else is watching. Would you have the courage to protect life when obedience costs you everything? Shiphrah and Puah did, and their quiet bravery shaped a nation. Thanks for watching Stories That Shaped Scripture. If this story inspired you, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next episode. Share this with someone who needs to know that God sees quiet courage and honors it. Until next time, stay rooted in the stories that shape Scripture.